Mousy Mazes is probably one of my favourite units, I have to admit. I'm doing this unit with my own year 3 students at the moment, my own grade 3 students, and they absolutely love it. So we are introducing this little person here. This is Squeak the mouse. In my class, so one of the things that you get as part of this unit is a set of the resources of the printable copy. So you get a picture of Squeak the mouse, you get one of the X's, the checkpoint here, X here, and I use some masking tape and I stick it down on my floor in my classroom. So if you came into my classroom, you would see that I have these maps stuck to the floor with masking tape, and I have a big A3 copy of Squeak and the X, and we act them out. We put them on the floor and we act out the different predictions that they're making with their programming. So that's what we do with Mousy Mazes. And then they make some predictions. So we've got another one here. We can see we've got Squeak here. We want him to, we've got a little maze, a very simple maze. We've got a checkpoint here, and we've got the instructions to move forward twice. So what do we think is going to happen? Hopefully you're predicting that Squeak will move to the X, move to the checkpoint, and then students have an opportunity to actually test it out in Scratch themselves to see what's going on. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So let's jump over here and have a closer look at Mousy Maze. This is a slightly more complicated maze, which is a little bit further on in the unit. You can see there's Squeak. This time Squeak has a little bit more going on. He also has a screw in the middle of his maze that he needs to collect as well as going to the checkpoint. We've also got some blocks here that we're using, and we have some code that's already been produced for the students, and we're going to do a bit of prim again. I know you love it. A bit of prediction and run. What do you think is going to happen when I press the space key to run my code? What do you think? Thinking about what you can see, we've got the X and we've also got the screw. So what do you think is going to happen here? Shanila, what do you think?
Well, the pink block uses the word move, so I'm going to make a prediction that it's going to move. And there's the number 6 there, so it's going to move 6 times.
Okie dokie. Have you got anyone? Is anyone in agreement with you in the chat?
Oh, chat's a bit quiet on this one.
Okay.
Macmillan agree.
Macmillan agree.
And Rabia says, move with the space key.
Very good. Okay, so I'm going to press the space key. No one's told me anything about the screw, so that's interesting. So that was part of the actual task. So that we do need to pick up that screw. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to press the space key. There he goes. Off he goes. Squeak the mouse. He gets to the checkpoint, which turns into a tick to show us that he's got there, but he hasn't collected the screw. So we now need to think about how we're going to improve this program. So the students would then have a think about this. They'll have a look at what other blocks they've got available to them. Hopefully they'll think, maybe we need to use this pickup instruction, and we would add that in to our code. Whoops, let's actually put the correct numbers in. And I'm going to do a green flag to reset, and I'm going to press the space key, and you'll see, there we go. Squeak is collecting the screw as he's moving through the maze this time. I will quickly show you a bit more what's going on with this particular one. So when I run this with my own students, they love to have a bit of an explore about what's going on, and they always discover that if you go right up to the top, there are some hidden blocks. That's because to create these blocks in the My Block section, I actually had to write some code. So if you look up the top there, you'll find there is a bit of code up there, and there's also some code down the bottom here that controls making these blocks so that he's able to move to the maze, and things like when you press the green flag, he resets to the beginning. So if they look and find them, that's what they're finding. So that's Mousy Mazes. As I said, probably my favorite unit in terms of what I do with my own students, and it's just really fun. And I love acting it out in the classroom as well as a way of getting to think, by actually acting it out and moving around the room.